Now let's discuss about the functional roles compared to the access roles. Functional roles are designed to match users' responsibilities within an organization. They do not directly hold privileges. Instead, they act as a container inheriting privileges from one or more access roles. This ensures that when a user's job changes, only their functional role assignment needs to be updated. While the access roles are designed to manage access to specific objects like tables, schema, or warehouses, they are functional agnostic, focusing entirely on the security part. If we go with the definition in Snowflake, functional roles represent job functions, example data analyst, assigned to users, while access roles hold specific privileges on objects, example table read. Best practice dictate a hierarchical approach. Access roles are granted to functional roles and the functional roles are granted to users, separating responsibilities from permissions. If we talk about the key differences at a glance, I had divided them into features between the functional roles and access role. The first feature is purpose, and then assignments, then permissions, then examples, and then lifecycle. If we talk about the purpose of functional roles is it defines who is doing the work, and the purpose of access roles is it defines what they can access. If we talk about assignments, functional roles are granted to the users and access roles are granted to functional roles. Okay, if we talk about permissions, it inherits permission from the access roles, while access roles contain the privileges, okay, like select or usage. If we talk about examples can be data engineer role or finance manager role. And access role example obviously is table read, DB read, schema usage. If we talk about life cycle of functional roles changes when employee role changes, but the access role life cycle remains stable and it rarely changes. Let's talk about secondary roles. In Snowflake, secondary roles allow a user to perform SQL actions using the aggregate privileges of multiple roles simultaneously within a single session. The syntax for using secondary roles is use secondary roles, either all or none. In case of all, Snowflake grants all the roles the user in addition to the current active primary role, and in case of none, it disables the secondary roles. The authorization of all the SQL actions is provided only via the primary role. Let's see the secondary roles in action and we'll do some hands-on on that. I will go to my Snowflake, and now first thing first, I will create few roles, I will create few users, and then I will provide some grants on them. Okay, so for that I will use my account admin role. I will say use role account admin, and then I am going to create roles. First role I will create, let's say, analyst role. Next role I will create, let's say, tester role. And the third role I will create is, let's say, developer role. Now I will create a user. I will say create or replace user. This time I will name this as admin user, and I will mention my password as, let's say, 123. And then the default role I will mention analyst role. Then I will grant this analyst role to my admin user. Okay, I will say grant role, analyst role to user, admin user. And similarly, I will grant the tester and developer role as well. I had granted them. It's a time to grant privileges as well. Like first thing, I will grant the warehouse usage to all these three roles. So I will say grant usage on warehouse, compute warehouse to my analyst role. And similarly, I will grant this to my tester and developer role. I will just copy paste and I will just change it to tester role. And again, I will just copy paste and change it to my developer role. Okay. Now we had created the roles, we had created the user, we had granted the role to my admin user, and then also we had granted the usage on the warehouse. Let's create a database as well. Create or replace database. and I will name this as secondary underscore demo. And let's also create a schema. Let's say create or replace schema secondary demo dot. I will create two schemas. First is for analyst and second is for tester. I will say, let's say tester SGS, and then I will grant the ownership to the respective roles. Okay. And I will say grant ownership on IMA secondary demo dot analyst SCH to my role, which is analyst role, and I will revoke my current grants. This is just a extra cautious step. Okay. I usually use ensures that specific role is having the least privileges every time. So same thing I will do with my tester role. I will just copy paste this and I will just change the analyst SCH to tester SCH, and from analyst role to, let's say, tester role. Okay. And I will also grant the usage on database to both the roles, else it will throw error, right? So I will say grant usage on database secondary demo to my role, which is my analyst role. And I will also grant usage on database secondary demo to my tester role. Perfect. That's pretty much, guys. Okay. I will run all these scripts now. I will say control enter and it will start executing all of my 19 scripts one by one. And perfect. It has executed all of my scripts. It's the very time that I log out from my root account and I should go to my admin user account. Okay, so I will just say sign out and I will go to my admin user account and I will just click on my account identifier again. And in the username, I will mention admin underscore user, and in password, I will mention my password 123. And I am back to my newly created user account, and the my role is reflecting here as analyst role because I had mentioned there as default role. So first thing first, I will go to project workspaces and I will create a SQL file, and inside this SQL file I will create two tables, first using analyst role and second I will use tester role to create two tables. Okay, I will say use role, analyst role. Obviously, you can select from there only, but it's a good practice to have that in a single place so that in future you can just copy paste your things to make it quick. Secondary underscore demo dot analyst dot sch dot, let's say, table A as select, let's say, analyst data. I will just populate with some dummy data. Similarly, I will copy paste this one and I will just change analyst role to tester role. So I will say tester role, and instead of analyst SCH, I will use my tester SCH, and my table name, let's say I name it underscore T, and I will say it's my tester data. Perfect, guys. It's the time that I run these two. Perfect, guys. All the scripts had ran. Now I will switch back to my analyst role. As of now, you can see it's my tester role. So I will switch back and then I will also say use warehouse. By compute warehouse, I know it's already selected, but as I told you, it's a good practice. So the next thing is I will mention use secondary role as none. Why I am mentioning this is that it's critical to disable any secondary roles left over from your previous sessions. Snowflake sessions are very sticky because I had tested multiple times this secondary roles all in my previous turns. Worksheet will still be using the same setting. By adding the use secondary roles as none, you force Snowflake to look only at your primary role, which is my analyst role, which correctly blocks the earlier secondary role options. So now I will just hit run and perfect. It's the very time that I will do select star. I will say select star from my analyst table. And if I hit run, I should be able to see the data. And perfect, I am able to see the data. But if I change this to my tester table, I should be getting error. Okay, so let's see if I am even getting the error or not. And perfect, guys. See, guys, I am getting the error that the tester SCS schema does not exist or not authorized using my analyst role. But if I change the role, I will go to my tester role and I will run this. I should be able to see the results, and perfect, I am able to see. But now, as we are already understanding the secondary role main intention is that only that with my primary role, I should be able to see other objects, right? So what I will do is I will just copy paste this one, and instead of none, I will say all. So by running this command, I am turning the union back on for all my rules. So I will run this one. Perfect. Once I had ran this, it's the time to retest this. And as you can see, this is my tester schema. The role is analyst role. Earlier it was throwing error, but if I now run this, I will be able to see the results with my analyst role as well. This is how secondary roles works, guys. It allows a user to perform SQL actions using the aggregate privileges of all my multiple roles simultaneously within a single session. Cool? That's it, guys. That's it. Hope you had really enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Do consider liking the video. Have a nice day.